On today's episode, we get a call to rescue a loose alligator, but we have to catch him before our school assembly begins. Will we have enough time to do it and get home? This is going to be close. If there's one thing that never changes about reptile rescue, it's that plans are always changing. We were supposed to have a pretty simple day. We had 2 different reptile assemblies, but they're both virtual. That means they're from home. They're from right here in the Rainforest studio, so we don't have to go anywhere. Easy day, right? Except we're packing up for the first show in the morning, and then we get this voicemail.
Hi, Jesse. This is Ann Shannon with WGAL. Hey, I am standing along the Susquehanna River right now with a family, and they have spotted what they believe is maybe somebody's pet alligator. They tell me he's about 3 to 4 feet long, and they actually have pictures of him, too. If you can assist, feel free to call me, or have a great day. Bye.
There's an alligator that someone let loose in Wrightsville, which is right across the river. This thing is supposedly 3-4 feet long, and they asked if we could help come and catch it. Do you guys think you can help us do 2 reptile shows and catch an alligator before Mom gets home from work today? It's in the river, so I may have to jump in the river and swim a little bit to catch it. So that's our plan. Virtual reptile show at 9:30, catch an alligator at 11, second virtual reptile show at 12:45. Also, Kenny, if the alligator would try to eat me, you might have to drive Viola home. So do you think you could learn how to drive a Jeep? Now we had a plan. We started our first reptile show right on time at 9:30, and all of that went very well. It's actually pretty cool. We just stand in front of a green screen in the Rainforest studio, which is just our converted garage, and we get to broadcast all about reptiles to children all around the world. It's a fun job. So we got that done right on time at 10:30, and then the Jeep was already loaded up with alligator catching supplies, so as soon as it was over, we hit the road. All right, guys, you probably heard we got the alligator call. In fact, I think we got it about a dozen times from a dozen different people. We don't know yet if we're going to get a chance to see it. Viola, do you think we're going to see it?
Probably not.
Kenny, do you think we're going to see it?
There's probably like a 50% chance.
So we don't know if we'll even get a chance to see it, guys, because they saw it this morning a few times. I just texted the person on the scene before we left, and he said they have not seen it for maybe an hour or so, a couple hours even. So we're going to go out there, we're going to take a look around. If we get lucky, maybe I'll be going swimming, and maybe we'll be bringing home an alligator. Oh boy, it's going to be so cold. I have the doors on the Jeep, and I got to go swimming.
Yeah, and you brought shorts and a t-shirt.
Oh my gosh, I am going to be freezing. What did we get ourselves into?
My dad should have shape-shifting powers so he can turn into a duck, because ducks have 2 layers of feathers, and one is to keep them warm so my dad doesn't get freezing.
We had finished our first show by 10:30, and we were on the road by 10:45. That gave us 2 full hours to go find this alligator and be back before our next show at 12:45. But we live across the river in another county, so it's over a half-hour drive each way, which meant we would have just under an hour once we pulled into Wrightsville to find this alligator. And it's a big river. At 11:07 a.m., we pulled into Wrightsville, which is a really cool old river town that was founded way back in the 1700s. It was really cool to see how many people were coming out to help this little alligator. As we pulled up to the one boat lodge, you could see all kinds of news vans from many different channels, as well as borough officials from the town, and there were also plenty of police and other authorities that were doing everything they could to help this poor alligator. Hey guys, we are here at the Susquehanna River. This is supposed to be the block of the river where the alligator turned up earlier. Do you think we have a chance of finding this alligator here?
Maybe.
Right.
Probably.
We can definitely take a look. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start scanning the river and see if we can do some alligator spotting. If we find him, this is about to get interesting. We didn't have much time left to search, so we talked to the people who were already there on scene. This was the last spot where the alligator had been sighted, but it had been over an hour, and it was even harder to find when you have kids with you. Of course you do. Didn't you go right before we left home?
Yeah.
And you have to go again already?
Yeah.
How do you have to go to the bathroom so much?
Dad!
Dad, what? Ow! Well, there was no sign of the alligator at that spot and no bathroom, so we decided to go and talk to Ken Kaufman, the resident who first found the alligator and shot this video. Hey everyone, Jesse Rothacker here, and I'm joined with Ken. Ken, you are one of the first people that spotted this loose alligator, is that correct?
That's correct. My wife saw it yesterday afternoon. When I came home, she said she saw a lizard, and I'm like, a big one, I'm like, there's no native lizards. I said, what? And then we went out, we were going swimming I was actually in the water about up knee deep, and my wife is pointing behind me, he's behind you, and I turned around and there was an alligator swimming about 6 feet away from me.
So for those of you guys who are just catching up with the story, this is the Susquehanna River behind us. Can you see that back there? I mean, that is a big river. And so Ken and his wife live here in Wrightsville on the York County side of the Susquehanna River, and you guys go swimming in here and you come down here and drink your coffee right on the riverside almost every day, right?
Yeah. If the weather permits, we're out pretty often. So in the summer, my wife loves to swim, so she'll come out and she'll be out here. We have our pool toy, we have some floaty things and stuff, and she'll come out here. But we never saw an alligator before.
Yeah, I'll say there's a first time for everything. Well, Ken, we have looked up and down the river since this morning. Tell us, exactly how long ago was it since the last time it has been seen? Because we're here right where it was seen, right behind us, but it's we haven't seen it now.
I guess it was about 9:30. We had some guys out from the borough. We were out looking for it, and they all saw it. And then News 8 was out, and they saw and actually got a video of it out going down a little bit further toward the south. Now, yesterday we saw him for about 2-3 hours in the afternoon, and then he was gone. And he surfaced this morning. We were actually sitting right here at the spot we're at, and we were just sitting here relaxing, and we looked up, and there he surfaced, and he was right over here, and he stayed around, and then I happened to see the borough manager over there, so I asked him about it. So he came over, and a bunch of the guys came over, but he was right along the riverbank right here. So we haven't seen him for a while. I have a feeling it may be a little while. He's probably a little freaked.
Well, Ken, thanks for doing everything you guys are doing to give reptiles a chance. Thanks for trying to help this particular alligator. Now, you have our number, so if he turns up, you can contact us. I hope you're going to invite me over to go swimming at your house more now that I know where you live, because I love riding my bike along this river. Even if the fish may glow a little bit near 3 Mile Island, I still think it is one of the coolest.
We've never seen any glowing fish.
All right, so that's just a rumor then. That's good. We appreciate Ken and his family looking out for that guy. Thanks a lot, Ken. We appreciate that. Well, guys, we drove across the river. We went over to York County. We got to see where this alligator was found. And while we were there, we heard there was an update. Supposedly, the owners live nearby. They don't know exactly how. They're saying somehow the alligator got set loose out of its pen, and they were able to retrieve it. So it sounds like I don't need to jump in the river, which is kind of good news because it's really chilly. The other good news is we're on our way home. Sounds like we'll make it back home in time for our afternoon show. And we have only about 10 minutes to spare. I think Viola's back there sticking her tongue out, trying to get some attention. We see you, Viola. Also, Viola has a tick in her hair, we discovered, so that's another thing we're going to have to take care of when we get home. It's been a fun day so far. We're getting to help a lot of people give reptiles a chance. We got to do 2 virtual shows, or we got to do the first one for middle school in Reading. We have the second one for an elementary school that's coming up in about a half hour, and we're going to get home just in time to manage both of them. And we got to meet this really cool family, the Kaufman family that helped. This family that helped draw attention to saving this alligator. It was really cool to see so many people that were out there today trying to help this reptile. So thanks for giving reptiles a chance, guys. It sounds like somewhat of a happy ending. At least that alligator is back home with its owners. What we don't know is how long they're going to be able to keep it, if it's going to continue to outgrow the size that he can safely remain here in this northeastern climate. It's very difficult as it gets colder and colder and the alligators get bigger and bigger. It's very difficult for these alligators to live here in the northeast climate. That's why they are illegal in New York, New Jersey, Maryland, Delaware, Ohio. Most of the northeast, you can't have alligators. For some reason here in Pennsylvania, we have no regulations. Anyone can bring one home, and we tend to get these calls several times a year because people, when they have the alligators, it's just a question of time until those things get too big. And once they get too big, Viola, you are getting a spanking, young lady. Once they get too big, they just let them loose in the local river. And we don't know if that's what happened here. We don't know if someone let it loose. We don't know if the owners let it loose. We don't know if it escaped its setup. We don't know any of those things. So we're not going to accuse anyone of doing something we don't know. But the good news is the alligator reportedly has been found, and the alligator search is over. All right, guys, we got out there. We were able to help some people, and we're just about to pull into our driveway here in a few minutes, and it is not a moment to spare. We're going to get home probably just 5 minutes before our next virtual assembly starts. So I know that's kind of crazy, but we got out there, we got to help some people, and the alligator is now out of the river. So that is a good outcome. Hey guys, we are back in the reptile room. We actually need to start our show in 5 minutes, but I forgot we need to get a tick out of Viola's hair. So I'm going to show you this awesome little tool. You get them for like a couple bucks on Amazon. They're super cheap, just a little plastic thing, but it works really well at removing ticks.
Not touching.
Kenny's doing a good job. See that little annoying bugger in there? Okay, so there we go. You see, it gets just like that. You hold still, Vi, we'll get it. Just take it and you twist a little. No, he's off when I got him.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ew.
See him on there, guys?
Did you get his head?
Yeah, the whole thing comes out.
Yeah, that's good.
The whole thing came out. I know, I hate them too, hon. Ticks are so annoying, but we got them. So anyway, guys, we got that whole thing off. Now we need to go do a reptile show. So if it wasn't for the tick, we definitely would have started our show exactly on time. But even removing the tick from Viola's head, we were able to start our show very close to 12:45. Thank you for the patience of the folks at the elementary school and their understanding that we were trying to help with alligators, and we had ticks in our hair, and everything was crazy. Sometimes working with kids is crazy, but it's really a great way to work. It was a long day, but we managed to finish both of our reptile shows and get out to Wrightsville to help look for the missing alligator. And we found out he's actually owned by a very knowledgeable and caring owner. Still a mystery, though, how the alligator got loose. Even though we never caught the loose alligator, we still had a lot of messages to return from reporters who wanted to meet our resident alligators and hear our opinion about pet alligators. Please, guys, if you need to get a pet reptile, choose something else. 99% or more of people who bring home pet alligators will not keep them for their total lifespan. It's not fair for the alligator, and it's not fair for everyone else when it gets loose. See you later, alligator.